when there's a kid who's really fucked up and has a wire loose, someone's got to be their friend.
Yeah.
I don't think, it's like I've had girlfriends that are like really cuckoo, and my friends have been like, she's bad news, she's crazy. And I'm like, well, somebody has to love her. I mean, if everybody walks away from her because she's nuts, she's going to be alone.
Oh, that was always the case with Brian Callen. With Brian Callen, me and Brian Callen, like Brian Callen was always like the guy who took in all the strays.
Yeah.
He's like, everything's going to be fine. She's fine. She's fine. We're fine. And I was always, his friend going, hey, man, you got to fucking get out of this.
Right.
Like, you got to get out of this now. This is a dark road you're going down.
Sure.
This is only going to lead to doom.
Yeah.
And he was always like, hey, someone's got to be your girlfriend.
Yeah. I've had a few friendships and relationships like that.
Yes.
Where I'm like, this person's tough. Like comedian friends that I've had that everybody else is like, I hate that guy. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm staying friends with him. I get it. I'm not going to defend him all over the place, but
oh, you're talking to me. I'm friends with Alex Jones.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's the ultimate example of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
On
There
a
you
big
go.
scale, too. That's got to be hard.
The biggest scale.
Oh,
the
God.
biggest scale in the world.
That takes a lot of fortitude to hang in there.
He's not a bad guy.
No,
He had a psychotic break.
Yeah.
But Alex Jones got dumped on his head when he was in high school. He's speaking about getting bullied in high school.
Yeah.
This guy picked him up and pile drived him, slammed
Hey,
him
I
on the
heard-
concrete on his head.
Was it John Ronson that did a documentary about him, or like he did a
Yes.
thing on NPR
John Ronson did a thing with him where they both went to Bohemian Grove.
where he grew up?
No. Bohemian Grove is this place in California where all the elites go and they put fucking druid costumes on.
Oh, God.
And they worship Moloch, the owl god.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And Nixon went there and Reagan
Nixon went there?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were
it's
talking about, like-
Bohemian Grove.
Oh,
You don't know
okay.
what it is?
Nixon and Reagan went
Bohemian
there?
Grove is a famous place where rich world leaders would meet in Northern California, and they literally worship this Moloch, the owl god, and everybody thought it was bullshit. But John Ronson and Alex Jones snuck in, and this is in like the 90s. I want to say this is the 90s. I've been friends with Alex since 1998.
Wow.
That's how I know him. I knew him back when he was protesting George Bush, and he was saying that George Bush is a warmonger and a war
Which
hawk.
one?
And
For a second one?
W, when W was running for president.
Yeah.
Back when W was the governor of Texas.
Right.
So he like this idea that he was like this right wing guy. He was always like this anti-power guy, but he was dumped on his head in high school on the concrete.
Jeez.
When he was, 15, 16 years old, and he was fucked ever since then.
Yeah.
And he has real mental problems sometimes. And if he's drinking a lot, and then he takes in too much conspiracy shit,
Yeah.
he starts believing things
Starts
that aren't real.
Ruining folks'
Yeah,
lives.
and that's what he did.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he started believing.
Fucking
He really,
horrible.
but
Horrible.
he wasn't lying. He just was wrong. He really
Yeah.
believed
Yeah.
that the government had faked it to try to confiscate people's
Right.
weapons. Like he's just.
Well, I mean,
But it was
it's
a haze of drugs and booze and a psychotic break and like legitimate traumatic brain injury.
yeah.
There's a lot going on there.
Well, pretending that he wasn't the way to start this conversation, I remember when that happened, Sandy Hook. That was Sandy Hook, right?
Yeah.
And I remember that the media went up there right away.
Yeah.
I remember it made me really sick because it's such a horrible thing that happened.
Yeah.
And what everybody should have done is just let the chief of police talk to you and let him say, we don't know these things yet. Just wait for information to come out of this very painful place. But the media flew in.
Of course.
And they're on the fucking grounds of the school. And Anderson Cooper is talking to fucking kids who were there. And their parents have their hands on the kids' shoulders. And you can see in both the kid's face and the parents' face that they're not sure they should be doing this. They don't know. They don't. We take for granted this thing of being exposed to the media and being talking on cameras.
Right.
And there's been things, of course, in your life and my life where you say something or have an experience. And then afterwards you go, fuck, I wish I hadn't said that.
Right.
Or I didn't know how this would feel is the thing, right? So somebody who's not even in public life and who just suffered a off the charts trauma, and Anderson Cooper and his producers going, no, you should talk, talking them into it, saying you should talk to the world right now. You should be on the news talking about it now. We don't want to wait till later. We don't want to do an expose 10 years later. What was it like, or even a year? We want to know right now.
So
why does it have to be now? Why can't you just talk to the stoic chief of police who says, "Here's why"? Because because it's just dirty greed. It's just dirty. I want it. It'll be great on camera.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck what happens to this person when I leave Sandy Hook today. I don't give a shit. I'll be back in my CNN studios. I'm picking him because that's the face I remember.
Yeah.
And the fact that they were there, it's just macabre and it's ghoulish and it's gross. And it puts those people in a very vulnerable, fucked up position that they didn't anticipate.
Yeah.
They had no idea. And I'm talking out of school because I didn't experience what they experienced. But as a person sitting and watching, I'm like, I'm being told too much. I know too much about this too soon. And that's not because I need to know or it's going to help fix what happened. It's because they just want it.
Because it drives ratings. That's it.
That's it. It's just money.
Yeah.
So, and there's been an extensions of that throughout the history since then. Of every time something bad happens, nobody slows down and thinks about it.
Well, there's also a thing that happens where you get eyewitness accounts that are all fucked up. And one of the reasons why eyewitness accounts that are fucked up is because when people experience a traumatic incident, their memory is very confused. You are working with a part of your brain that's like this reptilian part of your brain that's like completely freaked out that something horrible happened. And that happened after 9/11. Like after 9/11, everybody wanted to believe that this was some grand conspiracy because there was all these bizarre eyewitness accounts. Oh, I heard a bomb go off. I heard this. I heard that. Like these
people
know
what they remember. They don't know what they saw.
Flabbergasted. They don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
They were so overwhelmed and blown away by the moment.
There should be, every time something awful happens, there should just be a blackout, like just a period where let's not talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Don't talk to the traumatized.
Well, going there and sticking a fucking microphone in their face is
It's
evil.
just so
It's
gross.
evil.
And it's par for the course.
Yeah.
It's like how it's done.
Yeah.
And then they're reporting from the place. And imagine what it's like being in that community and there's fucking a van with a, like,
with
what
the
are
satellite thing
what
on
are
the top.
you
Yeah.
doing here?
Yeah.
It's obscene.
Yeah, it is obscene. It's obscene and it's normal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they operate under. That's their currency.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they think about it anymore.
I don't think they think about it because there's a diffusion of responsibility when you work for a large corporation. That's the job that has to get done.
Yeah.
We got to go there. It's not my call. If it was
No.
my call, I'd stay in the studio. I'm a good person.
Right.